Today, we're going to be talking about how to find tenants for your commercial space. And be sure to stick around to the end where I'm going to give you a bonus tip that I think 80% of investors just ignore, which is why they struggle with the leasing process. What's going on, guys? My name is Tyler Cobble, and I'm the resident talking head here on my channel, giving you weekly investment strategy, leasing and management tips, and more. Of course, there are many different ways to find businesses to lease space to, depending on how creative you get. But today, we're going to cover the three that I've found most effective on my properties. Finding tenants and leasing commercial space can be pretty time consuming for most property owners, especially if you're not a full-time investor. It basically becomes a second job, and it can be pretty frustrating. Handling those incoming phone calls, screening out the not so great prospects, site tour after site tour, and that's all before you even get to the negotiations. I've been there myself, and I've also helped many commercial real estate investors along the way. So why is it so difficult? Unlike the residential world, commercial real estate doesn't have a centralized listing resource such as MLS or Zillow. While you can certainly utilize some of these online commercial real estate listing databases, they often populate your listing with incorrect information. The platform can be difficult to use, and you have to really pay to play if you want to get any attention whatsoever. So how do you find commercial tenants for your space? Well, you do still have a few options. Here are the three most effective ways to find commercial tenants. The first strategy is to list your property with a commercial real estate brokerage. In my opinion, this is hands down the easiest and by far the most efficient way to find tenants. Just hire a commercial real estate broker to do it for you. Trust me, the 6% they're going to charge, more than worth it. Commercial real estate brokerages are dedicated exclusively to the leasing and selling of commercial property, which includes office, retail, and industrial real estate. Since commercial real estate doesn't have a listing database, brokers are the best resource to find out which businesses are currently on the search and which ones may be needing to relocate in the near future. They're constantly in touch with these business owners, property management companies, and other brokers so that they know what's going on in their market. Commercial real estate brokers also have a fiduciary responsibility to you. So they're working in your best interests, and their fees are a percentage of the total lease value. So you won't have to pay them until they provide you with a fully executed lease. You can also structure these payments so that you don't have to pay their fees until you have the money coming in. So the most common way is to pay 50% of the commission upon lease execution, after you've collected the first month's rent and security deposit, and the other 50% at rent commencement. It won't quite keep you from coming out of pocket, but it'll certainly help. The other way is to pay a percentage of the monthly collected rents, but most brokers will raise their fee in this scenario since they get paid over a much longer time period. In addition to your commercial attorney, your landlord rep will be your expert advisor throughout the leasing process. So not only will they help you find the tenant, they can assist with negotiating the letter of intent, which will definitely save you on attorney's fees, coordinate any vendors that you'll need, such as contractors and architects, and they can also assist in lease negotiations so that you know you're getting the best deal possible for you. Now, unless your commercial real estate broker also has their law degree, they cannot give you legal advice. But what I've found is that they do typically know what's standard in their market since they do it every day, so they can advise on whether or not concessions may be necessary. Landlords that hire brokers to lease their space often find higher quality tenants and negotiate much stronger deals. Your second best opinion is to list your space for lease online. If you're looking to acquire a piece of property or you're preparing for an upcoming vacancy, you may not yet need a broker to help you find a tenant. Maybe you're just in the early planning stages trying to put a pro forma together and you just want to see what market rates and terms are. Options like Crexi and Craigslist allow you to scratch the surface and familiarize yourself with the market so that you can at least have a basic understanding of what you're looking at. Sure, these online resources may not have the best reach, and you'll definitely be dealing with some unsophisticated and lower quality prospects, but you never know what may come your way. These platforms do give tenants the ability to search by product type, such as office or retail, the total square footage available, and other than Craigslist, other minor details such as loading docks, ceiling height, or even access. So as long as you're as detailed as possible when listing your property, you should only get targeted prospects. One nice side effect too of utilizing these online platforms is you may be able to find a commercial real estate broker that's focused on the neighborhood or area where your property is located. They're receiving phone calls on other properties in the area from tenants that may or may not be a fit for those buildings, but could be a prospective tenant for yours. The final strategy is to place high quality signage on the property. That's right. Actually put a sign up in the window. And listen, not just any sign. You need to be very intentional with the information on that sign so that you hone in your targeting here. Don't just grab a sign from Home Depot that says for lease and write your number on it. Those signs are barely visible, they're too small, they don't give off a professional feel at all. And trust me, tenants can be very concerned about how professional their landlord is. Many of them have had a bad landlording experience in the past, and they don't want to cross that bridge again. The signs that I use on my properties are at least 4 foot by 4 foot. If I can't place one up in a window, I'll get a pallet stand and place it out front near the road. Again, the point here is to get as much visibility as possible. Feel free to place information about the space on the sign too, such as the size and type of space or whatever you feel is appropriate. Keep in mind though that you won't be able to reuse that sign for any other properties. So here's that bonus tip I was telling you about. Just return those phone calls. I know it sounds so silly, but just call people back. I know far too many investors and brokers that never return phone calls because I hear it firsthand from the tenants that call me. I can't tell you how many times a business owner looking for space has been surprised and literally said to me, "You're the only person that's answered the phone." If you're going to get the space leased, you gotta put a little effort into it. And if you're too busy to be answering the phone, you could always hire an answering service like Pat Live or have an assistant do it for you. So that's it for my 3 favorite strategies to find tenants for your commercial space. Subscribe if you're looking for more commercial real estate investing strategies, leasing and management tips, market updates, and more. Smash that thumbs up button if you like this video, and I will see you next week.